So lay down, the pain is real. When his side goes red again.
There's nothing like rotting your brain by playing video games. They're an escape from reality that I just can't get enough of. I've been a gamer my whole life and have a passion for gaming that will likely last for a very long time. Yeah, I guess you could say I'm a sucker for video games. There's a whole bunch of genres for video games too. Action, adventure, stealth, puzzle, educational, mystery, the list goes on and on. One of my favorite genres of video games during my childhood was the classic beat-em-up style. It's side-scrolling action at its best. You just head to the right and beat the ever-living crap out of everything and anything that moves. Beat-em-up games typically allow you to pick from a number of protagonists, each one with different fighting styles, strengths, and weaknesses, allowing you to choose what works best for you. One of the most popular beat-em-ups of all time is the Simpsons arcade game. That game was beat-em-up done to perfection. The goal was to rescue Maggie, who was kidnapped by Smithers after she caught a stolen diamond in her mouth, but nobody really gave a shit about that. They just wanted to kick some ass. Partnering up with 3 random people in an arcade room and kicking ass as The Simpsons was an amazing experience. An experience that likely will not be replicated again. The most unfortunate thing about this game is the fact that it was never released on a home console, which is something that has eaten away at me ever since I first played it 21 years ago. God damn, I'm too fucking old. When I think beat-em-up games, not only do I think of the Simpsons arcade game, but I think Streets of Rage 2 for the Sega Genesis. That game was awesome. It's side-scrolling beat-em-up at its core. Even though the game is a sequel, I didn't even play the original Streets of Rage until years later. Right off the bat, you've got this awesome scene of the city during the night, with the plot of the game rolling up the screen like credits. Basically, a secret criminal syndicate has taken over a once peaceful, productive city. The criminal has managed to keep his identity a secret, and chaos ensues throughout the city. 3 young police officers, Adam Hunter, Axel Stone, and Blaze Fielding, quit the force after being repeatedly shut down by their superiors and join forces to put an end to the anarchy. They have no weapons but possess great hand-to-hand combat abilities. It's up to you to go into the heart of the city and put an end to the chaos once and for all. Make the city a place where people no longer have to walk the streets of rage. You'll notice that all 3 characters are in their early 20s, with the youngest being Blaze at age 21. You then get to see the formation of one of the most simplistic yet awesome main menu screens I've ever seen, and the music is just kick-ass. So you get the choice of the 3 characters, Axel, Blaze, or Adam. They all have their pros and cons, like one might be stronger than the others but slower. Someone might be faster than the other but weaker. In the end, I decided to go with Adam, but for no particular reason. When the game begins, you'll notice that it says round 1 instead of level 1. Why does it say that? I don't know. From here, it's side-scrolling beat-em-up at its finest. Kick ass. And look at Adam's special attack. Is that awesome or what? It knocks out everyone on the screen. The one downside to the special attacks is that you can only use them once per life, which is a bit of a letdown. Then again, if we could use them whenever we wanted, there would be no challenge, so alright, whatever. Along the way, you could smash objects which could give you power-ups or even weapons. Getting turkeys is essential, as they restore your health to 100%. One downside to this game, and I'm not even sure if this also applies to Axel or Blaze, is that you can't run. You can only walk, and considering how slow Adam walks, that can get a bit annoying. Jumping can get you around a bit quicker though. So you beat the hell out of everything that moves until you get to the first level boss. His weapon of choice? A boomerang. Are you serious? A boomerang? Why in the hell would he use a boomerang? I don't know, maybe the developers are trying to ease players into the game, so they have the first level boss have a fucking boomerang as his weapon to make things easier. But make no mistake about it, that first level is just a guise. This game does get challenging. When you need help, you just call on that special move and then... BAM! Everyone on the screen is done for. It's damn awesome. But let me tell you, that first boss is just a trick. Going from the first level boss to the second level boss, there's no comparison. I'm almost convinced it's impossible to hit this guy. Every time I try to get close to him, he just swats me away like I'm a ragdoll. I had to use my special move 4 times. That's right, he killed me 4 times and I had to use one of my continues. It was insane. Look at this! Every time I try to hit him, he just does this teleport kind of looking thing and just hits me. Okay, so you can hit him, you just need to get really lucky, that's all. For a second level boss, he's one tough bastard. He's one of the hardest bosses I've ever faced. Surprisingly, the third level boss is one of the easiest ones I've ever faced. I beat him in less than a minute, and he's a wrestler. Looks like the ultimate warrior to me. Once you get to level 4, the game starts to piss you off. Why? Well, you're on a bridge that has lots of holes in it, and if you get tossed even near the hole, you fall in and die. That is so fucking cheap. Oh, look at that. The extra life is like a miniature version of the 3 characters. That looks really funny to me. Alright, so I go back to kill this guy, he grabs me and tosses me and I fall into another hole. That's 2 fucking times this has happened. Unbelievable. So the 4th boss is a fire-breathing fat ass. I never thought I'd see something like that. Unfortunately, by the time I got up to the 5th level, I had lost all my continues I was ganged up on and died. The special move can only get you so far. What can I say? I'm rusty. In the end though, you beat the game and peace is restored to the city and the music is just amazing. After playing through 8 levels of beating the game, it really gives you a sense of accomplishment. But now, moving on to the one I remember the most. The first game in the series I played back in the awesome 90s. Yeah, the awesome 90s. Streets of Rage 2. The game was released in December of 1992, a little over a year after Streets of Rage. A year has passed since the events of the first game. To celebrate the defeat of the mysterious Mr. X and his syndicate the previous year, Adam, Axel, and Blaze met at their favorite night spot in the city and spent their time reminiscing about their vigilante crusade against Mr. X and his organization. Axel and Blaze had moved out of the city after the adventure from last year. Axel has begun working as a part-time bodyguard and Blaze teaches dancing lessons. Adam has since rejoined the police force and lives in a small house with his younger brother. The next morning, Axel receives a phone call from Eddie Hunter, Adam's kid brother as the game calls him, who calls himself Skate. Why not just say younger brother? Skate had arrived home at school and was shocked to find his house in ruin and his older brother missing. Attached to the front door was a picture of Adam chained to a wall at the feet of Mr. X. The criminals began to retake the streets once more. Beatings and lootings took place regularly and in broad daylight. Chaos reigned in the city, far worse than ever before. Realizing that Mr. X and his syndicate has returned for revenge against him, Skate and Axel waste no time in telling Blaze about the unexpected situation, and Blaze herself is determined to help Axel out in defeating Mr. X and rescuing Adam. Accompanied by Adam's younger brother Skate and Axel's friend, a professional wrestler named Max Thunder, Axel and Blaze set forth on a rescue mission, which will take them from the city all the way to Mr. X's hideout on a desolate island. The game is very similar to the original Streets of Rage with a few tweaks and improvements here and there. Once again, I love the music. Now, every enemy has names and life bars, whereas in the first game, only the bosses had them. Y signal? Oh, I get it. His jacket is yellow, and yellow begins with Y, so he's Y signal. Let me guess, if other guys like this have a purple jacket, they're P signal, right? Oh, well, okay. The music is improved and the control isn't as stiff. Yeah, I forgot to mention this while playing the first game. The controls were a bit stiff, but it was still playable. One thing that pisses me off is when a guy comes from out of nowhere with a knife and runs around with it. It's really annoying. But let me tell you, one of the biggest improvements in this game is the ability to run, or skate fast, whatever. You can even get these sick attacks. God damn, was that awesome. God damn, dude, this kid is talented. When I put on rollerblades, I can barely keep my balance. But not only does this kid keep his balance, he fights off a whole parade of bad guys. That takes some serious coordination. I noticed this guy in the background sneaks off. Where's he off to? Oh, he's the first level boss. Alright then. Now instead of the police car from the first game, your special attack as skate is this attack. Not bad, I guess. It does hurt you a bit though. If you're standing still when you use a special attack, you spin around, which I think is a much better attack. You can grab enemies and punch the crap out of them. It's so satisfying. You can even toss enemies into other enemies. The bridge level in this game has these motorcycling douchebags instead of hulls, and honestly, I'm not quite sure which one is more annoying. Wait, what happened? That guy killed himself with his own grenade. Stupid dickwad. The second level boss is on a jetpack, and he wanders off the screen a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean all the fucking time. Yeah, it gets pretty annoying. The third boss reminds me of Blanca from Street Fighter. Oh hey, look, it's the fire-breathing fat ass from the first game. Now anyone who has played Streets of Rage 2 probably best remembers stage 4 for the elevator part. You're going down this elevator for a few minutes and there's a whole barrage of bad guys. It's fun as hell and it gives me a thrill ride every time I go through it. The boss in this stage is the wrestler from the first game. He's much more difficult in this game though. And he has 3 life bars. 3! Each star he has indicates a life bar. That's insane! And his name is Abadidi. That's quite a name for a wrestler. As you further advance in the game, you'll notice lots of recycled bosses. I don't know, is it a laziness on their part or a sign that these bosses haven't been defeated yet, and since you're getting closer to Mr. X, they want to prevent you at all costs from getting to him. Wait, what? The fire-breathing fat ass is the level 5 boss? Well, the boss music is playing, so he must be the boss. Now that is being lazy. Oh, never mind, it's R-Bear. 3 life bars again, but as long as you don't let him gain momentum, he isn't that difficult. Okay, so the level 6 boss is literally just the second and third bosses together. That's kinda lame, I won't lie. Once you finally do get to Mr. X, it's an adrenaline-filled thrill ride. All your hard work has come to this moment, this fight. Mr. X has not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 life bars. He hits you with his gun and shoots the crap out of everything. It's one hell of an atmosphere, and the music really does fit the scene. From here, it's just a matter of taking him out, which is a thrill in and of itself. So damn satisfying to beat him. And the ending is awesome too. All 4 characters stand tall over a beaten and bruised Mr. X. You then see Adam Hunter chained to the wall, and you rescue him, and Adam is reunited with his younger brother Eddie, or Skate, whatever. The 5 heroes then await a helicopter to take them off of Mr. X's island. It's one of the most feel-good moments in video game history, and it still gives me goosebumps to this day. And then we come to the third game in the series. Ah yes, the third game. I remember playing this game years ago and not being too fond of it. This game was released in June of 1994 in North America, whereas Streets of Rage 2 was released in December of 1992. Yep, that's a good year and a half apart. You know what the first thing that stood out to me was when I first looked at the box? The kangaroo in the background. A boxing kangaroo in Streets of Rage. For real? That's all kinds of awesome. So you boot up the game. Ugh, what's with these sounds? Is the main menu a robot or something? It's a major step down from the first game, that's for sure. The plot of the game rolls up the screen. It's a letter from Blaze to Axel. Basically, a new friend of Blaze's, Dr. Zan, tells her that the Syndicate is back again and is taking control of the city by replacing top officials with robots made by Dr. X. The Syndicate has strategically placed bombs around the city to distract the police while the city officials are dealt with. Blaze quickly contacts her old comrades, Axel Stone and Adam Hunter, for a task force to bring down the Syndicate once and for all. Axel quickly joins the task force, but Adam can't make it due to his own assignments from within the police, and sends his younger brother, Eddie Skate Hunter, instead. So we're stopping bombs now? Maybe it's just me, but that's nowhere near as exciting. So you get to the character selection screen. Oh my god, this music is a bunch of fuck! And where's the kangaroo? I want to play as him! Well, guess what? You have to enter a code to unlock him. You have to hold up and B at the title screen and then press start. Well, let's play the game first and then play as the kangaroo. So alright, we're playing the game and... what the fuck? Oh, it's a cutscene. Another few seconds and boom. Man, this dialogue is cheesy as hell. I mean, not as corny and cheesy as the Mortal Kombat Challenge Tower, but it's getting there. Who the hell thought it would be a good idea to have absolutely no music whatsoever during cutscenes? This is sleep-inducing! Give us something at least, this is making me bored as hell. Well, the music in-game isn't anything to write home about either. It's not bad, but it's just not too appealing either. And listen to the screams these guys make when they die. That's really creepy, no joke. Oh, come on, the fire-breathing fat ass again? Are we really recycling him again? Is there a reason why you only have 2 lives in this game? In the other games, you had 4, yet in this game, it's 2 lives. Yep, 2 lives, 2 continues. That's 6 lives for the whole game. I guess they're trying to make it more of a challenge. Challenge is good, don't get me wrong, but when we get gypped of lives and continues, that's fucking horseshit! Why do regular enemies have more than 1 life bar? Why are regular enemies' life bars so long? This game is really weird. I mean, it looks weird, it feels weird, it plays weird, I don't know, it's just weird. I guess it's just that some games are meant to look and feel a certain way, and the first 2 games got that down pat, whereas this game just fucked up the formula. So the first boss, it's a ninja, and he kicks my ass. In the end though, I beat him. Or wait, what the fuck? So did I beat him? Ugh, are you fucking with me? More of this musicless cutscene bullshit? Ugh, I just don't get why they thought this looked good. Maybe I'm nitpicking right now, but for the love of fuck, this really sucks shit. Alright, I've had enough of this bullshit. Let's try out the kangaroo. So hold up and press B. Oh, there we go. Oh, his name is Rue. How clever. As for how Rue plays, there's not a whole lot to say. The game is definitely easier as him, but it's not as enjoyable. You can't even toss people. And is there any reason why he sounds like Skate? I don't get it. The special attacks are the spinning kick and this roll kind of thing. Hitting people with them can be a mother bitch. Come on! Jeez! Oh man. He's okay, but the game still sucks. There's a certain humor involved in watching a kangaroo with boxing gloves and blue shorts kicking the shit out of people. That's about it. Alternatively, you could beat the stage 3 mid-level boss to free Rue, but I didn't feel like doing that. I've heard about a Streets of Rage 4 that was supposed to come out. The game came out as Fighting Force for the PlayStation, Nintendo 64, and Windows throughout the late 90s. It was originally released for the PlayStation in 1997, but was then ported to the N64 in 1999. The game was originally devised by Core Design as Streets of Rage 4 to be published by Sega exclusively for the Sega Saturn. Sega pulled the Streets of Rage name during development after a disagreement with Core about porting it to rival formats. A Sega Saturn version was still developed and eventually completed after the Streets of Rage 4 pullout, but it was never released because of publishing issues with Eidos first and with Sega Europe later. So, even though this game is its own game, it could technically still be considered the 4th Streets of Rage game. I've never played it though. Maybe one day I will, but for now, the original 3 is how I best remember Streets of Rage. The first game was really good. The second one took what the first one did and expanded upon it and made it great. The third? Okay, maybe it doesn't suck. I just suck at it. But even if that is the case, I'm still not too fond of the game. I will always remember Streets of Rage 2 as the best game in the series. That will never change. I replay that game all the time, often with my brother. Playing the game into the wee hours of the night and beating Mr. X is an experience like no other. It gives you a certain feeling of satisfaction. Man, beat 'em up was one of the best game genres out there in the awesome 90s, and it brought forth many great games, but Streets of Rage was just something else.